On my 8-day, 7-night cruise on the Msc Seashore, we stopped in Nassau, Bahamas, and this is the Nassau port. You can see that there were other cruise ships in port, 4 of us total, so it was pretty crowded walking around Nassau. This is the port as soon as you get off the cruise ship. It's quite nice. So I just walked around a little bit and then I got back on a ship. I didn't do any excursions or anything. I just did a little walk around and returned to the ship. This long line was the line to get back onto the cruise ship, but it moved fairly quickly. This is the view from the balcony in my stateroom of Costa Maya, Mexico. This is actually my first time in Costa Maya, and once again, I did not do any excursions. I just wanted to explore and walk around the port to see all that they had to offer. And the cruise port, it's not very large, but it is quite nice, and lots of shops and pools and places to eat and whatnot. But yeah, it's a beautiful port. Once again, all I did was walked around, explored, and then I returned to the ship. As with many other cruise ports, it almost seems like the first place that you encounter is a duty-free store. So I just walked through the duty-free store. I didn't record the inside, but there were 3 cruise ships docked here in Costa Maya, and so there were quite a bit of people walking around. I ran into one of my fellow solo cruisers, Kurt. We had dinner at the main dining room each night because they put about 5 of us solo cruisers at the same dining table each night in the main dining room. Here they are about to perform one of their rituals where they climb up top and then they swing down with one of these cords connected to their legs. It's a high climb. While they performed, there was a voice over the loudspeaker explaining the purpose of this event, this activity.
Once they descend, they make 52 laps. Each flyer makes 13 laps. In total, it sums up the 52 weeks of the solar cycle. They are decorated with bird feathers. Due to the conquest, the attire has been changing because of the Spanish influence. The white outfit is a combination of the colors represented in nature. The sunlight rays, the meadow flowers, the rainbow, the moon.
Once again, there were many shops along the entire port. Many of them sold a lot of the same stuff, and there were also a couple of pools. This was one pool area with a little bar restaurant attached, and then there's another pool area available as well. Here is an aviary. You could take photos of the beautiful birds and or go up on the aviary bridge where you were able to see a lot more of the birds in their little habitat area. This was one of the dolphin encounter experiences. You could pay to do this excursion to swim with the dolphins. In this section, you are able to get massages, facials, relax. I took a few photos before getting back on the cruise ship, and of course I had to wear my compression sock mostly every day when walking around. It helps with the inflammation and the swelling of my foot. And look at this beautiful, beautiful water. The next morning, we arrived in Cozumel, Mexico, and I recorded this video between 5 and 6 a.m. Once again, I chose not to do any excursions, being that I am still recovering from my Achilles tendon rupture. I chose to avoid doing any excursions because I'm still healing. I still have a minor limp and my foot is still swells up with walking. So I decided not to do any excursions on this entire cruise. And arriving at the different ports and walking around, this was the most walking that I've done while on the cruises because I spent most of my time on the cruise just relaxing, reading, resting, eating, and doing some studying. Cozumel had a lot of shops and souvenir stores and different things, so I walked around the neighborhood and up and down the blocks and then returned to the cruise ship. Now, this area that you've been seeing me walk through is what you encounter as soon as you get off of the cruise ship. What I found was that as you left this area and walked down a block, a lot of the stores sell the same things, but the prices decrease as you walk away from this area. So things that I was seeing priced at one amount in these shops was a lot higher in these shops, but as I went down the street, the prices decreased. So before you get antsy and excited to make your purchases, wait before making your purchase. Walk down the block a little bit and you'll find the same item for a cheaper price. There were a lot of restaurants and bars that you could get some food at, and the prices were really good. But I chose not to spend any unnecessary money because I have all that I can eat on the cruise. So while it would be nice to get a nice authentic Mexican cuisine, I chose to just eat my food on the cruise.